Hey guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new, welcome. I am Amy. This is Truly Divine's channel. So, this is a very interesting Divine Masculine message for you, Divine Feminines. I feel very sincere. I feel that the key word for this reading is definitely forgiveness. So I'm just going to get into this, trying to push out as many videos as I can before I have to before I have to wake up Marcus and take him outside for his nighttime bike ride. So with that, I'm going to try and push out as many videos as I can and then finish off later. But one of the strong messages, like I said, that are really coming through for Divine Masculines tonight is that he's really in this forgiving mode. Like, he's really, like, begging you for forgiveness. Like, he's... Not only is he saying, like, babe, please forgive me, but, like, I'm lost without you. I thought I had my life figured out. I thought I knew what I wanted. I thought I knew where I was going. I thought... I keep hearing, like, I thought I knew where I was going. I thought I had to be away from you. I thought I had to figure out my life, but then I realized that my life is you. I feel like I was running from the very thing that I should have held on to. Like, that's what I'm picking up. Like, very, very strong messages tonight. So I feel like he's coming in strong and he's saying, look, I know that I hurt you and I know that I can't take that back and I'm so sorry that I did hurt you. But being in this wave of just realization, being in this wave of knowing that, damn, like, it all makes sense to me now. That I was so, like, in a place where I just didn't know what this was back then. I didn't know how much you would actually mean to me. I don't know how much you actually touched my life until you were no longer available, so you were no longer around. So I don't know if some of the DFs have decided to counter into other relationships or other lessons right now, but I feel a sense of, like, some DFs have definitely disconnected, and I'm not harping on any of those DFs because I totally get where they're coming from, because that's exactly where I'm coming from. But at the end of the day, I just feel like the strong message for Divine Masculine is, like, look, I can't change what I've done. I can't go back and rewrite. If I could, I would. But all I can do is ask you to forgive me. All I can do is, will you find it within your heart? Will you find it within yourself to understand that I just, at the time, couldn't give you what I needed to give you? But I'm starting to realize that now, this time apart has really shown me that, again, it's like I never knew I needed you till, like, you weren't available, till you weren't around. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. There's just a disconnection from if DFs are finally disconnecting, but you gotta know that Divine Masculine's feeling it tonight. You've got to know that whoever's Divine Masculine in this, or whoever this resonates with, he's really, like, at one point in this whole connection, he's really felt undeserving of you. He really felt like he looked at you like you were this goddess, like you were this beautiful, amazing, stunning thing that he's ever laid his eyes on. And he looked at himself and he just knew that he wasn't what you needed. Like, and maybe that's kind of a ballpark statement, but I kind of felt like at the time he couldn't give you financially, he couldn't give you material things. But even though Divine Feminines aren't into the material things, we want love, we want commitment, we want honesty, we want loyalty, we want that relationship, that fairy tale relationship, right? He saw this connection from a different perspective. So I really feel like I just keep hearing, will you forgive me? Very strong. Like, usually when I'm doing this reading, I get very annoyed. I get annoyed because as a Divine Feminine, I've been waiting and waiting for my Divine Masculine to get to this point in his journey, and now he's here, and it's like, okay, I've got to deliver this message and what's coming through, but at the same point, I'm like, I've been waiting so long just to hear this, right? So he's been in his head, which we know. We already knew this. We already knew that Divine Masculine was in his head. We already knew Divine Masculine was going through something. We already knew Divine Masculine had to take a step back. He had to reevaluate. But what we didn't know is that The pain of not having you at all in his life is starting to wear on him. So I don't know if you guys were like best friends, or if you had that best friend type relationship or something on the line of that, but now that he can't just text you or something, now that he can't just message you, it's not going to resonate for everyone, but there's a specific person or people who this is going to resonate for. And it's kind of like you had a best friend relationship where he could always call you up if he needed to talk. You could always call you up to talk about other women or other connections. And now he can't do that anymore. It's like you set some standards. You said like, hey, I like you. This is how I feel. I want to be with you. But if that's not what you want, I can't listen to this anymore. So things have changed. Things have definitely changed. And I feel like his anxiety and depression is going through the roof. He's having illusions. And when I say he's having illusions, I mean his judgment is not where it needs to be. He's not allowing himself, like he sees what he needs to see, but he's not seeing the full picture of what he needs to see. And that's probably due to his anxiety, to his depression, or substance abuse, maybe drugs, alcohol, or clouding his judgment. And maybe that's why he hasn't come forward yet, is because he still has to release that part of him. But I feel so undeserving of you. Like, I'm lost without you. I'm so sorry I hurt you. I'm so sorry I ghosted you. Will you please forgive me? Yeah, like, he's begging for forgiveness. He's literally coming through while I'm reading this and saying, like, I know that it's been a while, and I know that I haven't been open and honest about how I feel, but I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to express, to tell you how. I don't want to be able to look down the road and be angry at myself that I never had the chance to really tell you what was on my heart, what was on my mind. And the thought of you being with someone else is actually driving him mental. So again, for some of you DFs, you have completely cut ties like that. Like, you taking your energy back. Some of you are actually in new relationships, and he can feel that. And I feel like that's what's triggering him right now, is like, shit, like, I waited too long. I didn't give this a chance. And now he's seeing, I don't know if you're posting stuff on social media with other guys or something on the line of that, but he's definitely watching your social media. But I just feel like he is coming in with forgiveness. Like, he's coming in with that sense of, I know I need to make this right, but the first thing that I need to do is say I'm sorry. I couldn't let you get close to me. This has a lot to do with his past pain, his past connections, the way that people have treated him in past relationships. And I'm not making excuses, because we all go through things that are meant to break us. We all go through lessons. But in the back of his mind, it was like he got hurt really bad. His heart got broken. And when he came in contact with you, he couldn't give you that part of his heart, because it had already been broken. You know, he hadn't even started to fix himself when you walked into his life, if that makes any sense. It was kind of like he was broken when he met you. And as the time with you progressed, as he got to know you, as he got to be around you, as he got to open up and trust you and be able to tell you things, it was kind of this energy of, I never saw you the way that I should have saw you. I never seen what this connection was until now. And I never knew I needed you until you were gone. So those are the three really things that are sticking out to me during this reading. But he was going through some distractions of his own. Like, I feel like something may have sidetracked him and caught his mind, and that's maybe why he ghosted, why he took time away. Maybe he went to another relationship. Maybe he had family issues, money issues, health issues, any of those issues. It doesn't have to be another relationship. But I really feel strongly like he was sidetracked to have to go into that area of his life right now. And that's not a bad thing. It's more of, he had to go learn a lesson over there in order to realize that God was sending him back over here. But he's trying to think of what to say to you, because it honestly hurts being away from you. It's doing something to his heart. It's doing something, like, you know, when you really, really start to miss someone, and, you know, it's not just a sexual thing. He's probably missing you because of those intimate moments, but he's also missing you because you were that one person that he could trust. And trust is huge nowadays. There's not too many people that you can trust, that you can tell anything to, and they're not going to go blab it off, right? So he is really like missing that part of you and that part of that connection right now. So I think that he wants to come through and make it right. I think that he's in this point right now where he says, you know, even though I'm afraid to take the next step, I know that I have to, because I don't want to wake up tomorrow with regret. I don't want to wake up next week letting you go into the arms of another person. Like, that's strongly what I feel. Even though you were right, I had to learn things the hard way. Yeah, he had his own lessons to learn. Oh, does that make him a bad person? No. Like, there's so many people that, you know, comment on how DM is selfish and how DM did this and DM did that. And I totally have been there. I have felt all of those feelings before. But if we're going to allow this to come into union, if we're going to have that relationship, that commitment with Divine Masculine, then we ourselves have to have that forgiveness. We ourselves have to say, you know what? Maybe I have to see this on a different perspective. Maybe I have to take a step back and see this for what it truly is. Because I wish I would have told you how much you really meant to me. There's true feelings here. He has true emotions. He has true love for you. I've not forgotten about you, even though you think I have. Yeah, I think it's hard. I think it's hard for him to see you. I think it's hard for him to look at you. And when I say that, it's because he knows that he loves you. He knows that you're the only one he wants. But at the end of the day, he knows he's hurt you. And hurting the one person that he could trust is something that I feel he's very ashamed of. But he can feel you. He feels you all the time. So I don't know if, again, you guys were intimate before, but he's grateful for you. He's grateful for this connection, and he is grateful to have met you. And even if it was short term or however long you guys were together, it's kind of this feeling of, I knew you came into my life for a reason, and I'm glad you did, because you have shown me that love is possible again. You have shown me that I'm not my past, you know, and I have a beautiful love ahead, you know. It's kind of like he knows that he's had a shitty past. He knows he's dealt with shitty relationships, but he knows that something is beautiful up ahead. And I think that he's imagining that with you. So that's what I have for you guys. Hopefully that helps. You guys let me know. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys again soon.